Hi, first of all I'd like to thank you for showing interest in the TeamKinetic system. The purpose of this video is to really get you started and take you through the basic creating opportunities and registering as a volunteer and also joining those opportunities. So the first step you need to do is go to our demo site, which is located at demo.teamkinetic.co.uk. Once here you can have a play around with the menu and see the options that are available to the public, or you can log in as any one of the three main users, which volunteer or a provider of an opportunity, or finally as an administrator. What we're going to do during this short video is show you the basic process of creating an opportunity and then registering as a volunteer and joining that opportunity. Have a quick look as well at what other functionality is available. So let's get started. First of all, you need to click on the Be an Admin button. Once this logs you in, you need to create yourself as a provider. So we go to Opportunities and Providers, down to Create Provider. Because obviously before we create the opportunity, we need to create ourselves as an opportunity provider on the system. So when I go to Create Provider, I enter in my details. And click on Add Provider. So every opportunity has to be linked through to a provider. So we've just created one now. So we can go ahead and create our opportunity. So if I go to Opportunities and Providers, down to Create Opportunity. First of all, it allows me to select the provider here. Now, obviously, it only allows me to do that because I am the administrator. If I was a provider, then obviously I wouldn't get that choice. I can only create opportunities on behalf of myself. But as an administrator, I can choose which provider. So I'm saying, okay, let's call my provider, and this is going to be called, say, litter picking. Put the description in here. Park. And scroll down here. I won't go through all of these options right now because we're just going to obviously try and keep it as simple as we can. But there is obviously benefits and perks and skills in there. There's ways of tagging opportunities, so you might think people might search using different terminology. So we've called it litter picking in this. So if someone types in litter picking, then it will obviously look at the word litter in there and it will pick up this opportunity. But what about if someone types in garbage? Now, if I tag it with the word garbage, it means that if anyone searches for an opportunity and types in the word garbage, it will now pick up this opportunity as well, because this opportunity has been tagged with the word garbage. I'm going to say use provider address. So what this means is the opportunity is taking place at the same address as the provider. That may not always be the case, obviously. There's a whole host of different options here of whether it needs expenses or whether it's a joining or applying. We'll keep that as joining. And also a whole host of ways you can restrict the opportunity to certain volunteers or certain groups of volunteers. If I go right down to the bottom, the key one here is what type of opportunity is it? So when is it going to actually take place? Repeating means it's kind of every Tuesday night at 7 o'clock. So that might be something like a netball coach or something like that. If it's an event which takes place just this weekend, then I would say it's a non-repeating opportunity. Because we still know when it's taking place, we know how long it's going to be going on for, but it's not repeating. It's not on a weekly or monthly basis. So that would be a non-repeating opportunity. And flexible basically means that you don't know exactly when and for how long the volunteers will be turning up. It's something you'll discuss with them on a one-to-one basis. So I'm going to say this is just this weekend only, non-repeating opportunity. How many sessions? It takes place two days on the Saturday and Sunday. It goes on for 2 hours. Starts at 9 o'clock, goes on for 2 hours. Click on Add Opportunity. Okay, that opportunity is now created. Next thing we need to do is register as a volunteer. So I'm going to log out by clicking on this arrow at the top. Okay, I'm now going to go to register as a volunteer. So if I go to register, put in my email address, you have a couple of custom fields here. You can ignore these. This is just basically demonstrating that you can ask additional questions depending on the setup of your system. So if you want to, you can ask, what a t-shirt size a person is, etc. Opt into receiving emails. I leave that in no. Click on I'm not a robot. Select terms and conditions and register. So as you can see, and it takes a few seconds to register as a volunteer. From here, it lands me on the volunteers dashboard. So I could see my profile, or there's a whole host of things I can look at down here. Kind of timelines to see what opportunities I've been on in the past. Linked through to my social networks, which means I can share my volunteer activity on Facebook or Twitter automatically. I'm just going to go ahead and join an opportunity. So click on the search button, and I'm going to type in garbage. There we go. Litter picking for my provider. Click on that opportunity there. And when I scroll down, I can see the two sessions here, Saturday and Sunday. I'm going to join the one on Saturday. And that's it. That volunteer has now joined that session on Saturday. And what we can do, a little bit of an extension to the demonstration here, is go back in and see what that looks like to the administrator or to the provider of the opportunity. So I'm going to log out now as the volunteer. I'm now going to log back in as the administrator, so I can do that on the demo site just by clicking this button here. Okay, then when I see the litter picking opportunity, click on the little edit button, and it brings up the basic summary information, so I can see kind of how many people are viewing the opportunity. So it's shown there, one view, because we just looked at it before as a volunteer. I can also click on the volunteers here and see the name of the volunteer who's joined. I could remove them if I wanted to. If I wanted to know exactly what days they were turning up, I'll click on sessions, because the time they turn up is called a session. And when I look down here, I can see there's one volunteer on the Saturday. If I click on that button there, it shows me who it is. I can email them directly from here. I could send them a text message. I could add other volunteers to this session if I wanted to, or remove a volunteer from the session. There's a whole host of other functionality on here, like chat rooms for the volunteers to kind of talk to each other, if you wanted to switch that on, and look at the restrictions against the opportunity. But that's obviously going into more detail. So hopefully, if you are interested, then one of our sales representatives will be in touch with you and actually give you a full demo going through all the functionality on the site. There is a whole host of reporting options on here, I should mention, so you can see all the KPIs you would ever need in relation to quick statistics, how many volunteers are on the system, or we've got application analytics, which shows you how many people are viewing your site. You can kind of zoom into certain areas or certain periods of time to see if your promotional work is actually showing you some return. We can also see volunteer information. So this is kind of, age groups, ethnicities, that kind of thing. And under opportunities, we have a whole host of different reports here. A really interesting one here is the website searches, so you can see exactly what people are searching for, even if they don't join the opportunity. That way it acts as a feedback system, so you know what kind of opportunities people are interested in. Anyway, I hope that's been useful and give you enough to get started using the system. If you do have any questions, please feel free to contact us, and thank you for your time.